Hey, what's up, guys? Hope you can all hear me decently. Uh-huh. What's up? How you doing, Petors? I'm going to go live with Jenn KRIES. She was in my live last night. I believe you were in my live last night. And we're going to discuss, how she used to be racist. However, she is no longer racist. She's no longer the person that she was on the Jerry Springer show. And I'm going to let her talk because, she's been through like this huge transformation over the years. So, yeah, I just ate a random. What's up, Meech? Hey, how you guys doing? So we're gonna have Miss KRIES on here. She is getting ready for this live, and then I'm gonna let her talk. I'm gonna let her tell everything that's because like she's not that 14-year-old child anymore. She's not. And she's not a racist. They forced her on Jerry Springer. They forced her to say these things to get the crowd's reactions. I'll be playing Civilization after this. I'm going to let her have her to speak because they forced her. Yeah, they literally did because she was 14. She got beat up by her parents. Or not her mom, her dad. She got beat up by her dad so that she would say that racist stuff on Jerry Springer. And her dad made money. She didn't. She got abused. So she's gonna come on. I'm gonna let her talk. Let her exactly. Isn't that terrible? So we're friends now. We're friends. We've talked all day long, like literally. So because I felt so bad for her, but is this the lady from? It is. And she was one of the children that was on Jerry Springer. Because they were racist, but they were forced into it by their dad. And she hasn't been racist in over 3 decades. So she's 44 now. She's no longer the 14-year-old that you saw on Jerry Springer. So she's going to come on and talk about this. We all deserve second chances. Facts. So that's exactly what we're doing here. Exactly, yeah. Because just like me, I used to be racist because my parents were racist. And do you know what episode number? I believe it was the very first episode. I believe it was. But if you look up racist kids Jerry Springer, you'll see it. But she's no longer. Rehabilitation is a thing. Exactly. And yeah, bro. The hork. Yeah, he didn't. But that's, it is what, I feel bad for her. One Piece taught me that people deserve a second chance. Facts. Let's hear her out. Yeah, no, she's amazing. We've talked all day. Literally, we've been talking, and she's really just a sweet lady. She doesn't believe any of those things, and she didn't even back then, but she had to by her parents because she got beat up so much. Dude, my account went viral because of you. Awesome. That's good. We have to respect her because everyone deserves a second chance. Facts. I love you. Your content is amazing. Hey, what's up, Arshoko? How you doing? Opinions on Ohio, the best. So I'm gonna go ahead and send this. No. People keep trying to jump in. I'm gonna go ahead and send this to her. There she is. And when she gets on, hopefully she sees it. I love your content. Always so awesome. Like I literally just talked to her when I got done working out on the way here. Content is amazing, my friend. Crimson Black, thank you so much. Opinions on pancakes, delicious. I love pancakes. I love them. One Man Comics, what's up, man? So yeah, we're gonna talk, and well, she's gonna talk. I'm gonna ask her some questions, obviously. Are the other kids still racist? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think any of them were. The way she was saying is like they literally gave them scripts to go off of, and they were all like, if you hear this, react with this, literally. So whenever they heard keywords like, and I can't say them obviously, but they were to, especially if it had anything to do with Jewish people or with African American people, they were supposed to react a certain way. They were coached to say these things. So it's incredible. So they were all forced, even the little girl. Yeah, all of them. Bro, you're one of my favorite TikTokers. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Scripted media. Well, I know. It's crazy that would be scripted, right? Thank you for standing up for Palestine. Hey, come on. Well, here's the problem. I mean, what they're doing over there right now is terrible. Jerry Springer should answer for this. He needs to. So she's, her and her family. By the way, her dad is now in prison. So she'll get into this. I'm going to let her talk when she gets here. She's absolutely amazing. And we'll go from there. Where is she? She's getting ready for this. I unfollowed you because of, hold on. Because of your opinion on Virginia, but re-added you because you stood up to bullying. What's my opinion on Virginia? My opinion on Virginia? What happened to Virginia? Vegeta? What about Vegeta? So it was scripted. The whole thing was scripted. All of it. Which one would you choose? Pancakes versus... Oh, pancakes. I'm not a waffles guy. You, my friend, are one of my favorite mutuals, and you always inspire me. Thank you. Thank you so much. What time is she coming? She's in... Mariah. Listen. A lady came into my live yesterday, and she was on the Jerry Springer show when she was 14. She was like one of 3 racist kids. But I got to know her today. We actually talked all day long. And she's not racist. She hasn't been racist in 30 years. But she was forced to say these things by Jerry Springer and his producers. Like, all of it was so scripted. I didn't know. So, but anyway, she's going to come on here and talk about it. So I told her I'd go ahead and jump on. And I sent her an invite. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm trying to sort out my life, but I have no motivation. Got any tips? Yes. Work out. I know this sounds stupid, but work out. Go for walks. Just, also come up with a list of 5 things. Where do you want to be? I didn't even know it was staged. Isn't that crazy? It was all staged. Hey, what's up? I love Barbie 74. Hey, dude, everybody, hey, we get banned. I've gotten permanently banned 3 times. Jerry Springer. Yeah, dude, that guy sucks. Okay, sucks. What's going on with Jay Leno? I don't know. People are like, he said he was fine, but I looked into it. I don't know if those are credible. So Olive started One Piece today. Freaking awesome. Oh my gosh, yes. I'll rewatch it too. Jerry Springer exploited a lot of Yes, he did. In the past month, I have lost 45 pounds. Good job, Crimson Black. Yeah, that's where I know Anime Channel. You have a Dragon Ball collection. I used to. Yeah, a lot of those shows are scripted. Yes. All right, so we are waiting for Jenn KRIES. She's amazing. I sent her an invite, and she's new to this whole thing. So, guys, when she gets here, just be nice. We'll all ask questions as we go along. We'll ask questions. But I've talked to her today, and the main parts were that she was forced into this. All of it. Her dad was super abusive, and her parents had split. And one time she said she didn't want to be on TV anymore. She got popped right in the nose, blooded her nose. The guy, and you should see the dad. He's a monster. My dream is to be a boxer, but I'm too lazy. Go be a boxer. Jen should do a lawsuit. Exactly, and they're working on that. She'll talk about that a little bit. But yeah, now, because they were completely taken for granted, all of them. While poor girl. Yeah, poor girl. What happened to her when she went out in public? Oh, they were constantly, like even now, it's still like haunting her. Can you say happy birthday? Happy birthday. Quicksilver, what's up, man? So like it constantly haunts her. So like I want her to at least use my platform, which and talk and tell people that this isn't you, because I didn't know. I saw a clip of 3 kids being racist, and I said, hey, this is what true racism looks like, even though it was scripted racism. It was fake racism. Where's she at? She's coming. But let me see here. Let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and, he's right. This isn't you, bro. What are you talking about? Are you going to add her yet? As soon as she gets here, she speak up to Jerry Springer. Facts. The way I lost all of it, started doing MMA training. Dude, that's awesome. Let's go ahead and share this to Miss Kries again. All right, I sent. What's up, bro? Can I get a shout out? Martin Garcia, you're amazing. Exactly what am I talking about? I don't know either. Yo, what's up, man? I love your content. I love your positive energy. Thank you so much. Be kind with her, guys. It wasn't her fault. It was not her fault. It was not her fault at all, guys. It was not her fault. She was forced into it as a kid to make Jerry Springer and his head producer money. That's all this was about. They were sparking and coaxing the racism. That's the spin that they had on the show. So, any advice for someone fighting depression? Is there sarcasm in your videos? Which ones? I mean, because there is actually quite a bit. Wait, she was being racist. Assalamu alaikum. Hey, wa alaikum salam. What's up, man? Shukran, by the way. Yeah, so she was, and we'll actually go over the clip. It's trigger warning, okay? It's a rough clip, and she doesn't even like hearing it, so we'll do that without, because when you're getting away from something and you have to relive it, it sucks. It sucks. Trust me. Like if you ever talk to anybody that's been, physically abused, by a family member, and they have to look at that family member again, it's terrible. What's the 14-year-old girl? She's not 14 anymore. She's 44. She's coming. It's been 3 decades. Okay, a lot happens in 30 years. Why don't you play it now? Not trying to be rude, by the way. Well, because I don't know when she's going to come. I'm just waiting for her to come. I agree with your video message. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Where is she? She's coming. Relax, guys. She said she was going to go and get ready for this. So, because it takes a lot. It takes a lot. Waiting for her to come. Yes, she's coming. She's coming. Let me just check my Instagram, because we that's how we've been communicating. We sat and talked all day long, which is crazy, because like I didn't think that we were going to become friends, and now we're actually friends. Like I used to be racist too. I was raised by racists, so we can all change. All of us change. So let me just check my Instagram real quick. And yeah, I told her I was just going to go ahead and get live, tell everybody to come to the live. And I've done that. So now we're just waiting. Are you trolling or for real? About what? About what part? About this? She's here. She's going to be here. But actually, it would be right up my alley. So, Instagram. Okay. Messages. All right. She was active 17 minutes ago. I said, I'm going online right now. I'll see you. You rock. I'll see you on You Rock. And then we're just going to wait for her to get her. Is she mixed? No. Guys, while we're waiting for her to get here, I'm going to go ahead and show you the clip, okay? Because I don't want her to, see the clip, because like it really does, remember she was forced into it. So like, we'll go ahead and watch the clip, but we'll do that before she gets here. So I'll go ahead and load up the clip for everybody to watch. Was she paid? No, her dad was paid. The abusive psychopath dad was paid. Was she paid or invited? Be homist? What? Was she paid? No, she wasn't paid at all. Just her dad. Tell her I'm single. She's not single. She got married. Yeah, you know, it's very interesting, but she'll go into this a little bit, but hold on. And by the way, her kids, not racist at all. She has never once uttered a slur in front of them. And she, just like me, like I don't raise my kids to be racist at all. And you know, obviously my son is a person of color, but anyway, let me show you this clip real quick before she gets here. Go to YouTube. What, so her dad got paid to have them say that? Yeah. Isn't that disgusting? What kind of parent are you? To force your kids to say that evil stuff. Terrible. Racist. Kids, Jerry Springer. Okay. Oh.
Flex brush over 10 million sold. And try sky high.
So she's not really racist. No. She used to be, but like it was forced. It was all forced.
These insults.
Okay, so that's let's
Let me ask you this question.
All right, so we're gonna go to the worst part. I'm just gonna make sure she's not here real quick. Make sure she's not here. Jenn KRIES. Okay, she's not here. I think I've got 314 people. I don't know. She was indoctrinated. Yes. Clickbait for sure. No, she's coming. All right. No, you didn't miss it. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you the clip of what she was forced to say. Go ahead and turn this around more. Oh, no, she's here. She's here, guys. She's here. All right, I'm inviting her up. Guys, we're going to skip this for right now. We're going to skip this. She's here. I'm inviting her up. I hit the invite, so we're waiting for her to come. She just has to click on the accept of the invite. There she is. This is Miss KRIES, guys. Everyone be nice. Be nice, okay? Hey, can you hear me? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me, Miss KRIES?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yes. I had visual on you, then I lost visual.
Yep. Sorry about that.
By the way, you look about 24, not your age.
Thanks. Can you see me now?
Yes.
Okay.
So first, I want to apologize about using this clip because you don't deserve it, and you're an amazing mom. I'm proud of you.
Stop! You're gonna make me cry right off the bat.
That's what we need. I gotta sell this. No, I'm just kidding. No, as a dad, I can't imagine ever trying to force my kids to go and do anything that's counter another human being. And I'm not gonna play this clip because I know it brings back past traumas. I'm not gonna do that. But I would like you to explain to the audience what they did to you on this show, like, and what did the producers do?
Okay, well, it all started in, I believe it was right around fall of that year, fall of 92, I believe. I don't remember when the Jerry Springer Racist Kids aired, but that was recorded in December. So it was right before that in October, where we were at Bible quote Bible study for a religion called Christian Identity. I don't know. Have you ever heard of that?
No, it sounds terrible though.
It it is. It's very, very hateful. So at that, there was like a Oktoberfest type of thing at this house that everyone gathered. There were dozens of skinheads every weekend, every Sunday. And you know, people of all ages, kids running around, and I was, one of those kids, starting at around 12 years old. He started bringing us there. And let me make something clear.
Spam.
I want everybody to know that this all started as far as him exposing us to these things when my parents divorced. He didn't dare bring us to anything like that while my parents were still together. And the reason, another thing I'd like to make clear, the reason why we lived with my father after my parents divorced was because he literally threatened me, told myself and my younger sister that if we didn't tell the court that we wanted to live with him, that he would end the life of my mother and her parents, my grandparents.
I'm so sorry that happened. And it's a very coward's way of doing things. Because my dad was in a prison gang. He was in the Aryan Brotherhood, and he was one of the founding members in San Quentin. So like growing up, like it was a very hostile environment where he had to control everything. And
Right.
if we did something that was counter to what my dad was doing, he would beat us until we did exactly. And we'll get into that, but like we would have to be forced into his way of doing things. But
Exactly.
oh my gosh, what? How long were your parents together?
About 18 years.
8 years. Okay.
Yep. And I watched him push my mother around, put gun to her head. Sorry.
Oh.
I had that gun to my head as well. So when he threatened these things, I believed him because he wasn't stable, clearly.
Yeah.
So of course, we walked into the courtroom that day when my parents had, like the custody battle, and I had to see my mom's face, wondering why the hell we were, telling the court that, we chose to live with him. She didn't know about any of the sexual abuse. I was very good at hiding that stuff. But still, she still wondered, why the hell would we want to live with this guy. So it was after they divorced that that he started really exposing us kids to this, this craziness. Every Sunday we were going there. And then, like I said, it came to a point where Gabriela Cortez from the 90210, Beverly Hills 90210 back then.
Yeah.
Do you remember her?
Yes.
She did a documentary type of thing. It was called Face the Hate. And yep, I don't know if you remember that, but
yeah, I kind of do. It was like on ABC or Fox or something. I remember seeing it.
Yeah, I don't remember what network it was on, but she was there. And imagine I was a teenager who was, I was starstruck basically, seeing, because I watched 90210, I was a kid, a teenager, normal teenager.
Wow.
And she showed up with the film crew and everything, and they did this big, documentary type of thing. And I was told to stand there. I was told exactly what to say. My father told me what to say. I honestly don't remember what it was, but I'm sure it was horrible.
Yeah.
And once that aired, they were like vultures. the talk shows and stuff. They were like vultures, you know. It was a way to bring their ratings up. I know specifically Jerry Springer
Yeah.
was not doing well at the time. This was before it really went big. And from everything I have been told from insiders and everything I've read, it was then um, the Racist Kids show that that you had shown
Yeah.
was what launched that show into being real popular. And and there, sadly, unfortunately, Jerry Springer wasn't the only show that I was made to go on. There were several.
Yeah.
That's just the only one that's been real big and real popular.
So I watched a couple of other ones after we got done talking. By the way, guys, we are friends, and so you were forced into this cycle of being on shows where you were forced to say these things by your terribly abusive dad, who is thankfully in prison, um, for years.
Yeah, it was years. It started, what grade was I in? Probably eighth grade, I guess, whatever grade you're in at 14 years old. And it went through my senior year of high school. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And I mean, you can ask, and I've said this before, but you can ask anyone that I went to school with. And if they're being honest, they will tell you that that's not who I was at school. That's not who I was outside of those shows.
So tell me, okay, so you were forced to say these things. Tell me and tell the
They're fighting over my hair still. Like this is ridiculous.
your hair is amazing. They're just on, don't worry about them. They're mostly just angry kids. I deal with them every day. I'm sure you've been dealing with for 30 years. But the thing is that, like, how did you escape? What was your escape from your dad? What was your escape?
Marriage,
Okay,
marriage. Yep. I got married. Well, I graduated high school, and I was gone. As soon as I graduated, I was gone. Actually, I was gone about a month before I graduated. Um, I took off, and I think he was worried. I know that he was worried because I'm sure he was concerned that once I wasn't under his thumb anymore, I was going to tell on him about the sexual abuse. And I did.
good.
And I did. Yeah.
What
Not
was
not
what,
right away. It was about I got married. I was married in September. I graduated high school in June, was married in September, and it was about 2 weeks after I got married that I told my ex-husband everything. But I made him keep it quiet. I wasn't ready yet. And September, it was about 3 months later that I got a call from my sister, and she was really upset. She said she had to talk to me about something, and I just knew. I knew what she was going to say. I just knew in my heart what she was going to say. It's not something that we had ever spoke about, ever, to each other. And that's what it was. She was calling to tell me that she was being abused. And when I say that I literally called my ex-husband at work and said, "It's time. I'm going to the police," hung up, put my shoes on, and went right to the police station. That's what I did by myself.
sorry. I wish my moderators were in here because, like, I have to personally get rid of these people myself, but they're just kids. I just ignore the chat. All right. So, are you still with your first husband, or
Are
is
they seriously saying KKK? Like, really?
they're just kids? Like, they really do. They'll do, like, the worst stuff possible. It's this is really normal. This is every time.
That's sad.
No, it
And this is why I've kept my head down because it's ridiculous.
yeah. Okay, and they're
I'm a kid. I'm not like this. Good for you. That makes me happy.
most of these kids that come in here that are saying the N word right now, absolutely disgusting.
Hmm.
And
Are they racist? Or are they
yes,
the one?
yeah. Oh,
You
Steven,
guys, I want to say, you guys, you're wasting your life with that crap.
uh, I'm going to go ahead and dang it, I don't. Steven, type something again so I can make you mod. All right, manage, make you.
Racist never change. Like, I'm
Yes,
so glad I am so glad my children turned out so much better.
yeah. That's another thing too. Okay, so like, how long were you? Are you still with your first husband, or how long were you with him?
About 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about 5 years. No, my kids, I mean, I want to say that I broke the cycle. I did,
Yes.
but it really wasn't a cycle because my father was the only one like that. The rest of his family is not like that at all. So no, we don't know where this came from. His father, my grandfather, was the most loving, caring, gentle giant, that there ever was. He loved everybody. So,
Sorry about that. Uh,
oh my God.
I, I'm looking. I'm looking for keywords to block.
KKK is one.
KKK is one. Okay.
You deal with this all the time?
Yeah, every day. Yeah. Well, I mean, because I look at me. I'm white and bald headed. Of course, I mean, it's pretty normal. Hey, my own son calls me a racist whenever I have to punish him. So it is what it is.
What? I don't. That's so
No,
not cool.
it's not.
I know, and that's this generation. Like it's like a word they use or something. I don't know.
So, okay, and what about your family? Are they? I mean, because they were never really racist. They're all kind of told to be these things, but like, how do they feel now?
Like it, like you and me, like you and me. It's not like that at all in my family. From either side, my mom's side, my dad's side. Yeah, my sisters, my half sisters are very normal, and so are my full-blooded siblings. Yeah, nobody has anything to do with that. That's the thing. As soon as I got them away. I was 18 and my sister and brother were underage. I got them out of there
Good,
by
good, good.
reporting that. Nothing
And
happened to him. Nothing happened to August.
just you.
No, I mean when I reported him for the sexual abuse that he
No,
did, he did that to me and my sister. They didn't even investigate.
really, nothing.
Nothing.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely nothing.
So
They didn't
when
investigate. CPS did nothing. And because of that, he continued to molest my younger sisters. They dropped the ball with that one. So you support a pedo, I guess, right?
I'm trying to let's see your sub only chat. No, I'm taking comments completely off. Sorry about that. I really do apologize. I didn't know I
It's
could.
not your fault. It's not
No,
your fault.
I've never had to. Because like usually it's just a bunch of people uh, calling me racist, and I just block it. Um, so you've been on Jerry
So
Springer
sad.
a couple of times over the years.
3 or 4, I
Okay.
think. Yeah, 3 or 4.
And every time, which people were kind of guiding you around on the show?
They're producers. There was once or twice they came into the green room and they were telling me to use the N word, which I refused. They were telling me to use the N word, the K word for Jewish people, um, all different racist words. They were telling me to do that. It was not just, and I'm not excusing August, my father. It was not just him, but yeah, they didn't have my mother's signature either.
Yeah, we were talking about this, and a lot of people that I was talking to before this were wondering if you were going to get any kind of legal action against the production company with with Jerry Springer and
I would love to.
you
I
should.
would love to. I don't care about a penny, a dime. It's not about that. It's about ruining my life.
Yep.
I need a lawyer. So if there's any lawyers watching, I'll need a good lawyer for that. But um, I tried to just move on and, just let it go. But because of that, it's never going to
So
go
so
away.
this clip has kind of haunted you for the past 30 years. When did it come back up again? Because I used it in September.
Well, it's been on YouTube for about 10 or 12 years for a long time. And then apparently, I guess it was in May, this past May, that it hit TikTok. And I had no idea. I had absolutely no idea because I don't use TikTok. It was only a couple weeks ago that I made the account. But yeah, and it's just been re-uploaded and re-uploaded and re-uploaded.
Yeah, because when I was listening to the podcast that you were on, and guys, please go to her YouTube, check out her podcast. When I was listening to the podcast that you were on, you were talking about like how this thing kind of showed back up, and you're getting threats on your
Oh
life.
yeah. Oh
Um,
yeah.
and they don't know, much like I didn't. Like when I posted that video, I just saw these kids that were saying these outrageous things, which is exactly what Jerry Springer wanted.
Yeah,
And
exactly. You know how much money they made off me? Off of children?
uh,
Like you bring children on that, like I said in one of my TikTok videos, you bring children on that clearly are being abused. Okay, so maybe they didn't know about the sexual abuse. But when you're raising children like this, isn't that abusive? Of course that's abusive to be in, you know that. It was abusive, exactly, for both of us. So they just bring these children on, make them, say these things and to make money off of it. They're no better than August.
by the way,
No better than August.
is her
August is my father.
is
Yeah.
her father.
Yeah.
He's usually in like a priest garment. I don't know. It's so weird.
Yeah, yeah. He just thought he was I don't know, he's nuts. He's nuts.
He's a piece of trash. I can't believe.
Yeah. And he's still alive,
He's in jail.
yeah, he's in jail in 2015. Um, was it 2015? Yeah, it was 2015, the beginning of 2015. I got a phone call from my Can you hear me?
Oh, there we
Can you
go.
hear
There we
me?
go. Sorry about. Yes.
Okay, sorry. My
Is it delayed?
going on?
It's
Should I leave
delayed.
and come
Oh,
back? I'm gonna leave and come
you
back. Can I do that?
you absolutely can. You absolutely can.
Okay.
Just send me a request. Guys, thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna wait for her request and let her back in. Thank you so much, Stephen. I know that's a tall order to get rid of all that kind of racism, but you know how it is when kids get crazy. They literally get crazy. Um, but yeah, she's there. She is. I'm gonna go ahead and invite her back, and she can come on back.
Okay. Can you
There,
hear me and see me?
I can hear and see you.
All right.
Um, so let's talk about from your 20s to 30s. So like the first decade afterwards, did a lot of people when they met you, did they know about the show, or did they kind of like find out over the time? Was it like really weird just being out in normal society after something like this happened?
Yes. And I kind of just tried to keep my head down. I mean, it's hard to blend in. I guess I could have cut my hair and dyed it black or something, but I wasn't about to do that. not
Don't
be me, you know.
go back.
So here's a funny story. Well, it wasn't funny at the time.
Okay.
I'm in college, community college, back when I was 20, I guess.
Okay.
And I'm sitting there, and this guy starts talking to me. I was married, but my classmates started talking to me, and he starts he starts talking about this. He goes, "I saw you on TV this past weekend," and I'm like, I wanted to die, you know. And I'm like, shh, 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 don't say anything, shh, just be quiet. And he's like looking at me like I was crazy. It turns out I was at a Celtic fest, you know, like an Irish
Oh,
festival.
yeah.
And the local TV station was there, you know, and just scanning around, and he saw me on that TV. But at that point, he's like, what's wrong? What are you talking about?" So I told him, you know, because I was like clearly upset. So yeah, things like that. Back up until like my senior year when I was traveling to go to these talk shows, I would just walk through the airport, like Buffalo, New York airport, and people would recognize me. They'd say
Oh,
things, and I was just like, I remember thinking like, I remember looking at my father and just thinking, thanks a lot. You know, it wasn't him they were recognizing, it was me. So
um, do your sisters and brothers, they have similar stories of getting recognized in public?
no,
Okay. Well, I mean,
no,
out of everybody, you're the most recognizable because you're also like the most the person that talked the most.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
The crazy thing is the night before that, what everyone's seeing that episode, they put us all in a hotel room, not Springer. Springer had, you know, paid for our travel and lodging and stuff. And my father, the other kid's father, and I don't know, people who came out of nowhere, skinheads that lived in or around Chicago, and some, I believe he was a minister, was there, put us all in one hotel room, sat all of us kids on the bed, and the guy who I think was a Christian Identity minister had like a water bottle or something, and he was pretending that he was Jerry Springer, questioning us, and we
oh,
had to answer. Hmm. Yeah. Yep. And that night, the weird thing is that night I was quiet. I wasn't saying a word. I was just sitting there. It was the other, you know, a couple of the other kids that were boisterous. And we went back to the our hotel rooms, and my father just laid into me. You know, he's like, you know, telling me, you need to speak up. You know, we didn't come out here for nothing. You know, that type of thing. So I knew what I had to do. Like, what was I supposed to do? You know?
yeah, because you're forced. I mean, you're literally put into a position where you're going to get beat. There's physical violence, and then or you perform.
Yeah.
Um, and this is very common, like in places like Russia, where they have like these circuses, and all the people they either get beat or you have to go out and perform, and it's very sad. It's very sad, but you've made a 360. You've completely turned around. Well, I mean, you made
Yeah,
one.
because that wasn't me. That was not me. I was literally, you know, and I know you're not saying that I am. I'm
No.
just saying, like, I was just saying what I had to say.
Yes.
Or, like, you know, you've been through it too.
Yeah.
You get, you know, one time I tried to get out of it. I was like, I don't want to. I'm tired of this. I'm like, they're going to say stuff in school. I'm like, I don't want to, you know, this isn't fair. I don't want to do this. Pop. Thought he broke my nose. He started freaking out because he thought he broke my nose and I was going to have to go to the hospital and then he'd get in trouble. That would have been the best thing. That would have been the best thing because it would have ended this stuff sooner, you know?
Do you have like a pretty honest relationship with your mom right now, or
Oh, yeah.
okay, okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Very close. We're all very close to my mom.
When you filled her in on everything, how did she take it?
She was driving. We just talked about this not too long ago. She was driving and she said that she remembers me telling her, Mom, you have to pull over. She was working. And yeah, because I was scared that when I told her about the sexual abuse and everything, she would crash the car or something, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, she immediately packed a bag and drove up. Yeah. And
Do you,
that happened real quick, real quick.
do you remember how old you were?
Oh yeah, I turned 18 I graduated high school in June, turned 18 in July, got married in September, reported the sexual abuse in I believe it was sometime in December before Christmas. Yeah.
Jeez. By the way,
Um,
for anybody that's been in a very abusive childhood, you grow up really quick because you can't be a child. You have to survive. So you're in you're in kind of like a warrior state where you have to do everything you can to survive. Childhood doesn't exist. It's not even a thing
no,
anymore. You have to grow
no.
up to
I remember being 5 years old. I literally remember being 5 years old and just had thoughts of, now when I think back, like I was an adult.
yep.
I didn't get to be a kid.
No, it sucks. I don't know. Yeah. When I joined up with the army, this when I stopped. So I stopped being a racist when I became a Christian. But like I would always have these thoughts, but I didn't technically stop until I was in the army, and I started, like these. I would die for these people, whatever color they were, because we were all going to die for each other. And it was at that point that I started seeing the uniquenesses that we all have.
Mhm.
And after that, I was so anti any kind of racism that I would actively go, much like I'm doing now. I would just actively go and like, when I got back from the army to my dad, I was like, "You better not once say the N word around here."
Yeah.
Um, and like I would challenge him on everything because at this point my dad was broken. He got crushed by a forklift, and although I loved him, I hated him. I hated
Hmm.
him. And so like I was just waiting for him to say anything, any anti um African American, Latino, anything. I was waiting for it because I don't know. I was just so mad at him for raising me.
Yeah, exactly. It's not fair.
No, it's not.
Not fair.
So
I would love to face my father. Oh, how I would love to face my father. I, yeah, I
uh,
would be good. I wouldn't
oh, okay.
lay my hands on him because I would go to jail too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I would. I went to his. So there was a trial while he's in prison. The reason he's in prison is because he molested my three younger sisters, half sisters.
Oh, that's so disgusting.
I tried to prevent this when I was 18 years old when I went to the police. And they didn't do anything, like I had said, at, at all. Didn't investigate. You know what it says on the document from like when I reported it? In the bottom corner, in pen, written by hand, it says will not prosecute due to the victim's past. Will not prosecute due to the victim, me, past. So that tells me it was just because of who I am, you know, TV, everything else.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
It's
that's.
illegal. I mean, that's completely illegal, you know.
But it's also why you and your family, you and your sisters, you and your whoever was on the show with you should get a lawyer. I mean, call any of the ones that are in your town. I guarantee you they would
For the
take.
Springer show, you mean? For the
Yeah,
Springer show?
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
This is just ridiculous. I mean, they
Because
didn't,
a
my
lot of
parents had joint custody,
and they didn't
joint legal custody.
and your mom didn't sign off on any of this.
Oh, hell no.
So it's a lot of
Heck
that.
no.
Yeah. So like
Didn't
you
sign anything. She
found,
didn't even know about it until it would air on TV. I
but
couldn't imagine what she went through. I, could, I couldn't imagine.
like you've had to deal with this trauma for 30 years. And by the way, guys, back her dad didn't go to prison until 2015, which was only 7 years ago. So there's what, like almost a
19 years after I reported it,
yeah.
my sisters told their mother, who was warned. I warned her. But they told, and thank God the South Carolina police took it seriously. But he got away with it for 19 years.
All right, just real simple questions that I was supposed to ask you at the very beginning.
Okay.
There's questions. How do you feel about African Americans?
I feel like there are people like me.
Perfect. Uh, and how do you feel about because this is a real hotbed issue right now? But how do you feel about Jewish people?
What did I tell you earlier?
Did you
I
bring up?
mean, huh?
Did
Yeah,
you?
you can bring it up. You can say it. I don't care.
All right. So her father-in-law now is Jewish.
No, no, no.
Oh, wait a minute.
My mom, when my parents divorced, my mom was remarried and she married a Jewish man.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. He was a better father to me than August, obviously, than my father, you know.
That's your
And let me
step.
tell you something. My stepfather, yeah, they're since divorced, but I still have the same love and respect for him. Let me tell you something. This man, strong.
Good. Good.
That stuff was going on, on TV and everything. He never once judged me, took it out on me, mentioned it, nothing.
Um. By the way, yeah, like I was also raised by racist Christians.
Mhm.
Do you has that affected your your religion at all?
I am not a believer in organized religion.
Perfect. Okay.
I
Me either.
I'm very spiritual, very, very spiritual, but that's it. I believe in God. I do believe in the Bible, not the hateful, interpretation of it, obviously.
Yeah, not
But
that
yeah,
nonsense.
I'm not about organized religion. I don't believe that you have to be in a church for God to hear your prayers.
Absolutely. And when you start organizing it like that, this is what happens. It's you get one sociopath that hates people, which obviously there's Jesus is all about love. You get somebody in there that hates people, and it corrupts the entire you know it, it
Yeah.
corrupts your father. But like, there was a lot of evil stuff going on with your father. Because like I was never, I was physically abused, but I was never the other kind of abuse.
Yeah.
um I can't even imagine. As we discussed earlier, my wife was, but that was when she was in Russia, as a very as 5 years old, and it's nothing to her now. But like as you said, girls are stronger.
Yeah, it's for me that part of the part of that part of the abuse that I experienced. Um, I do, by the grace of God, thank God, I don't have issues in that department. You know
Good.
what I mean? Like it doesn't. I don't have.
Translate your husband or anything like that. Okay.
No, no. And I say often though, man, after everything that I've been through, I should be like a drug addict or in prison. Really, like I turned out pretty normal. Like sometimes when like last night when I came into your live, okay, so that I
no
get a little frustrated sometimes with all of this. You were just the unlucky schmuck, no offense, that happened to have that you were live when I that's what happened.
but I also did a video on it. I mean, and when you're coming at me and you're very like I get hostilities all the time, but it's mostly from racists. But you're the opposite of that. So I was like, who is this? And then
Who is this crazy girl? Yeah, I get
but
it.
I also do 20 to 40 videos a day. I've got two different accounts, and like I try to make money doing this. It's
Hmm.
not a lot, but it's something. um, but okay, so going forward, like you've got some projects going on. You want to talk about those?
Um, I'll just say a little bit.
Okay.
Um, I'm in a contract. I'm under contract, so I'll leave it at that. To do something good to give back, after all of the horrible stuff that came out of my mouth when I was a kid. So hopefully, I'll be able to give back this way.
That's amazing.
I do a podcast with Jeff Scoop. Um, I started speaking out about 4 years ago. This past August was 4 years.
Okay.
And it was not planned. I have kept my head down all these years, and it wasn't planned, but a friend of mine had texted me and she was like, "We have a problem up here, Jen." And they are from Potter County, Pennsylvania, where I graduated high school.
Okay.
And I was like, what do you mean? What's going on? And she said, "There's a Nazi up here flying the flag, everything." I mean, my father didn't even fly the Nazi flag, but this guy's flying the flag and everything up there. And it's a very small, tight knit community, small town. And I guess the news came in and they did a news piece up there, and made the town and all the townspeople out to look like Nazi sympathizers. And I knew that was the farthest thing from the truth, the farthest. And, I could have kept my head down. I mean, I pretty much had a peaceful life, Jerry Springer ended up on YouTube a couple times, and, that was it. I didn't have to, pop my head out, but I just couldn't, there was something in me that I couldn't let the public think that about these people, and it wasn't true. So
We discussed.
I just,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
We discussed this earlier that, since we did, we were racist, we were raised at this point, we didn't actively think that I thought it was normal. You thought it was normal.
Oh no, I didn't think it was normal.
Oh, no.
No, I never thought it was normal. I thought it was crazy.
Yeah.
but it was still a lifestyle that I was submerged in,
Yes.
and it didn't. How can I put it? It didn't scare me. Skinheads do not scare me. These people don't scare me. Because I'm just used to it. But I never thought it was normal.
So I had this I have this deep guilt for living that way, that I now want to, if I can go out and help, just, if there's anybody out there that's been through what I've been through, I want to make sure. It's also like why I'm posting these videos. Like I want to get rid of all the racists that are in my following.
Mm-hmm.
But some people have a problem with that, and I'm going to keep doing it.
Good.
But
that doesn't make any sense. Well,
it,
the racists have a problem with it. That's who has a problem with it. Nobody else.
it's none of their business. Like if they want to go ahead and block me, they can.
Yeah, it's your channel.
Exactly. Well, that's also I want to give this opportunity to you,
Thank
because
you.
no, I mean, I was unfair to you. I was, like even posting that video, it was 30 years ago. And a lot can happen in a decade, let alone 3 extra decades on top of that. And you've grown, you're speaking out against, the evils of racism and anti-Semitism and
Yeah.
Christian nationalism. By the way, people don't realize that Christian nationalism is a hate group. It's a hate.
Explain that to me. What exactly is Christian nationalism?
So Christian nationalism is like where they're trying to bring, they're trying to make the entire country white and Christian.
Who?
Christian
Racist?
Yes.
There people consider that racism, I'm sure, right? I hope.
100%. It's 100%.
Okay. Okay. Because that's crazy. White people weren't even here first. Like, what the heck?
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because they came in, they used all their disease and weaponry, and unalived millions of people to conquer. Our people did this.
I know. And don't get me started on that. They're still doing things.
Um, yeah. So
Old rich white men. Gotta love them.
exactly. Yeah. Kings, with all the money, and it's this.
Hmm.
And I'm glad you brought that up because the corporations are dictating everything that we do. And they've fed us, they've force fed us like, hey, if you work hard, you should be proud that you worked hard for the little bit of money that you got. It's just
Exactly.
we're
Exactly.
like I'm trying to make this my full time thing because I don't want to work for those. I hate talking to those people too. They're like, man, I worked until I broke my back. It's like,
Exactly.
are you serious?
Exactly.
Why are you working until you break your back? They should be paying. Oh
And
no.
then, and then I'm not going to say what I do for a living, but I
Oh,
deal with retired people. Okay. These poor people work their off their whole
yeah.
life,
Yes.
and then they're getting, God, I hope I don't get fired. Then they're getting screwed
Yep.
financially, and God, I hope they don't get sick because
Yep.
it's just, every day I'm just like, man,
Well,
I'm
and,
working
and
for the enemy.
well,
That's what it feels like.
the price of money doesn't. It's nothing anymore. So all the money that they saved up all those years is nothing. They can't
Hmm.
live off of it. And then eventually they're going to have to go on some state funded work thing, and then the state owns them. I mean, it's modern day, and I can't even say the word because the community guidelines, but it's
I
terrible.
hope I haven't said anything. Sorry
You,
if I did, because I don't know how any of this works.
you're totally fine. You're totally fine.
Okay. Okay.
You, by the way, you've said so much that I thought we were going to get shut down a while ago, but no, we're still we're still good. Good job. Hey, they must like what we're talking about. So that's good. That's good.
I don't know. Like they yanked. I had a video and it was kind of funny, not funny. It right I just did what is that called? A stitch or something? I
Oh,
stitched a video and it was some guy with purple hair um who was kind of making a joke out of the Springer clip that you saw that you had posted.
oh yeah,
And he's like, I just asked the time. And then I'm like, well, you could ask my father who's in prison. I had no idea. That video hit over 1 million.
yeah,
And as soon as it hit over 1 million, it was yanked. And I don't think the community guidelines people yanked it. I think it was
yeah. It was
the
reported.
content creator.
So
No, I
like
think he pulled it. I don't know though. I mean, I
yes,
could be wrong.
videos get reported all the time. I just have to keep appealing, and
There
and
was no appeal button.
none. Oh,
No, no
dang.
appeal button. I
You
mean, you guys reported my video this morning. I woke up and it was yanked. There was an appeal button for that. I appealed it.
oh yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that one that I just told you about, there wasn't even an appeal button. I was just like, that made me feel like, wow, I can never have a voice. You know what I mean? Like that's what it made me feel like.
That's how we all feel on TikTok, by the way. Because like
Mm.
we could post, I used to post a bunch of like Japanese anime, which is Japanese cartoons, and they did, and if you disagree with somebody on these Japanese cartoons, these people lose their minds, and they would mass report my account. I've been permanently banned 3 times, permanently, and I've come back 3 times. Um,
In
Twice,
3 years? Just within 3 years?
no, within that was just over the past year.
Wow.
Yeah,
And you've rebuilt your followers?
yeah, well, I mean, because like you can come back from permanent ban.
Oh,
You just
okay.
feel it. They have to look at your stuff. Like 39 of my videos were all mass reported in 10 minutes. So which is illegal bots. They use,
Yeah.
but so
Cancel culture, man.
hey, it's not terrible. It's not a bad.
I
Like
don't know. I just
with
it depends. It depends, I guess.
with with the movement. I mean, how many people have come up speaking about the abuse that they've been, like with Weinstein, with uh, the guy that got unalived in prison, Jeffrey Epstein. How many
Mhm.
people come forward because of the Me Too movement? I think there's a
Oh, I
lot.
love that. I love that. I
Yeah.
just the whole cancel thing, like I have my comments so that I have to approve them.
Mhm.
And that was set, and I didn't realize it. Like that video had a million views, and I'm like, saying to my husband, I'm like, not one person commented? Like, this is really weird platform. I had all these views. I'm like, this is, and then I realized that that setting was on and I didn't know it. So
Oh,
I made a video. Yeah, I made a video and I'm like, I just realized I'm going to shut it off. I went to shut it off and I saw all the comments. I'm like, no, that shit's staying on. That's staying on. These people are crazy.
yeah. So
So,
that's actually a huge problem with mine because so many people do post all that stuff they're posting in here, the bad words, they
yeah.
put in my videos, especially the ones that I'm like, I my uncle is Muslim from Turkey, and
Hmm.
Ramadan fasting with him. I also don't eat pig, but that's because I try to do Leviticus nonsense. But
Mm,
I
I wasn't allowed to eat pork.
yeah, okay, so
I love pork. No,
uh,
but that's part of the Christian identity thing too. No shellfish, no pork.
oh,
Yeah,
I get
yeah.
you. So with I can I have an uncle. The whole Latino thing, like my Theo from San Jose, he's from Guadalajara, Mexico, and he married my aunt, and his last name's Sarabia. Sarabia. So
Hmm.
my cousins are Latino. I don't know, like, and then my son's, he's a person of color. He's African American,
Hmm.
and then there's me. I'm bald and white. Like I've never been through any of the things that these people have to go through. However, the least I could do is stick up for them.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely, absolutely.
and it
I
sounds
had
like
something. God put something on my heart. Every morning I wake up thinking this, and I'm gonna do a video, and then I just haven't yet. But every morning I'm waking up, and I wanted to do a video, just saying because this keeps popping into my head every morning that if you're a good person, I'll take a bullet for you. And
yes,
I
no,
mean that. I mean that. If you're a good person, I don't care about anything else. What you look like, your religion, like I don't care about anything else. That's what it should be. That's how everybody should feel.
I agree.
They're dividing us.
Yep,
They're
yep.
dividing us.
It's the corporation
And
that are doing.
listen to us, people. They're doing this on purpose.
Yep.
It's easier to control
When,
people
yep.
when we're divided and we're weak. Yep.
That's 100% truth. 100% truth. And we don't see it because obviously we've got our party lines, but it's easier to see as kids because you're like, why is insulin so expensive? Shouldn't it be free? Because that keeps people alive. Well, this
Hmm.
corporation, because it was free, but this corporation bought the rights for it and then started charging $1,500 for insulin.
Yep.
It seems
I
wrong, but
deal with that
it's
every
wrong.
day.
Yeah,
Every day. It's criminal.
it's evil. These
I'm gonna
people
get fired.
thrive at
Gonna get fired.
evil.
Yeah, very evil. It's disgusting.
So,
I mean, I have people crying to me on the phone, crying because they have cancer. They can't afford the treatment. And it's just like can't afford their insulin. Horrible.
so have you ever thought about reaching out to the other people that were affected by shows like Jerry Springer and kind of like forming a coalition to take a massive lawsuit against the production company?
I haven't thought of that.
Because
You mean other people that were on like different episodes?
yeah, or because like a lot has come out about Jerry Springer recently. There's also been a lot that's come out about Dr. Phil, about like other massive creators that are out there about how scripted those shows are.
Very
So
scripted.
yeah, oh, yeah,
They made me say that over and over again until I said it with enough hate and enough anger. Yeah, and I was angry because I didn't want to be standing there saying that. I mean,
you
you
also,
see my face, I'm angry. Yeah, I was angry.
you also didn't want to be abused.
No, no. Imagine though, I'm strong, I can handle it. But
Sure.
imagine those poor kids that were in that audience. That was traumatic. So traumatic for them. It had to be.
Yeah.
I wonder if their parents signed, release forms.
You should reach out to them. Like
Yeah, I don't know how. I don't know how.
oh,
How to find them.
the first thing you should do though, whatever town or city that you live in, is just call a lawyer. Say, hey, I want to go after Jerry Springer. I can't
Yeah.
tell you how fast that lawyer is going to run to you. I can't tell you.
You think so?
Oh, 100%.
I don't know. I haven't talked to an attorney about the Jerry Springer thing, but I have talked to a couple attorneys about suing the county where I reported the abuse, and they just, it was discrimination, really. And
Go after that after you make millions and millions of dollars out for the production company, because then you're going to have money to it's going to help you with, especially that's political, going after a county, because counties are corrupt for the most part.
oh yeah, oh yeah,
As you know,
oh yeah.
there's a lot of corruption. So if you're going to go after something, the more money you have, the better.
I would love to find those kids in the audience then, because they'd be reaping that with me.
Guys, I'll try to do a video where we can get these people to, hopefully some of them are on TikTok, or maybe the kids are on TikTok, and they can reach out to you.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be amazing.
But first step, get a lawyer. Just go after, because what they did was so illegal. What they did was so evil.
Yeah,
You've got a case long.
I haven't been able to and look, I don't want people to think that I'm blaming this all on Jerry Springer. I am not at all. My father put me there. My father orchestrated that as well.
But go out there without both parental signatures. So
no, my mother already said she'd testify. I mean, they had joint legal custody. And I didn't realize this until just a few months ago. I said to my mom, I'm like, did you sign a release form? She's like, are you crazy? What? She's like, and I guess it kind of insulted her. Of course she didn't. She wouldn't have signed that. But yeah, it's, I've lost jobs over it as an adult and everything. Yeah.
I can't imagine going through 3 decades of being hated on, because
it wasn't so bad like the first decade or so, because the internet wasn't like a big thing yet. But forget it now. Forget it. With all these apps and everything.
All right.
So would you like to come on to my podcast?
100%.
Okay, good.
I'm just a bald dude that goes on TikTok. Of course.
Just a bald dude.
That's it. I changed my name to Bald News because it just sounded funny. I'm just a bald
it's a good one though. It's a good one.
Jen, I'm going to go ahead and jump off of here, but I hope you have a great night. Call me tomorrow on Instagram. We'll talk, and anytime. I'll come on to anything you got.
All right, sounds good. Thank you for having me and letting me have a voice. I appreciate it.
You deserve it.
And I'm sorry again. I'm sorry for last night.
Don't worry about that. This all happened for a reason.
It did. I could feel it. I did. It did.
Yeah. So I'm going to.
You keep doing what you're doing.
I go after racism. I hate it. I know you hate it. So, by the way, if you could just say that for a soundbite, that you hate racism real quick.
Yeah. Right now? Tell me when.
Right now.
Can I cuss? I'm just kidding. I won't. I'm just kidding.
Go ahead.
No, I don't want you to get in trouble.
We'll both do it. We fucking hate racism. There you go.
Okay, ready? We fucking hate racism.
Awesome. All right. All right. You have a great night, Jen.
You too. Bye, guys.
God bless you. Bye.
Thank you for having me. Bye-bye.
You're amazing.